Chaque semaine, une personnalité s'installe dans l'extra-interview pour partager son amour du cinéma et des séries. Et aujourd'hui, nous accueillons un grand enfant, le compositeur attitré de Pixar et de J.J. Abrams, Michael Giacchino, dont la fascination pour le 7e art est née avec des vaisseaux spatiaux et des sabres laser.
Usually we are built by what we see when we are kids. So I checked the movies that came out when you were 10. So there was Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
The James Bond's The Spy Who Loved Me. So which one inspires you the most right now?
Certainly Star Wars was the thing that sort of blew up my mind.
Yeah.
You know, when I saw that, I thought, wait, you can do this? You can make this? For me, it was more about filmmaking as an art form, and it was about understanding how people can work together to create an image. You know, whether it was model building, I was fascinated with the guys that built the models and then blew them up. So I was constantly buying models and blowing them up. I got my dad's camera because of Star Wars and was filming everything I could. I tried to learn how to do stop motion animation. I tried to make movies with my friends, and I did that from 10 years old all the way up until college. I mean, even now, today, like I never stopped
until
doing
yesterday.
it. Yes, until yeah. I remember I was homesick and my dad brought me the Close Encounters soundtrack from the store, and I was listening to that over and over and over, and that made me really think about music.
It's also the first time, to me, music was a character as well. And when you heard that the small notes, you're like, oh, they're coming.
Yes, exactly. There were no DVDs, so when the movies were gone from the theater, there was no way to see them again, right? So what I would do is I would sneak a tape recorder into the movie theater and record the films.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'd have this, tape recorder like this big with the big cassette tape thing, and I would record it. I made a special pillow that had speakers in it. I would just sit there at night and I would listen to those films over and over and over, whether it was Star Wars or Raiders of the Lost Ark or, any of them. I recorded them all. Everything I went to, I recorded to and listened to. And it made me, looking back, it made me understand sort of how sound and story work together.
Yeah.
It's not just music, but it's dialogue, it's effects, it's all of this. But the soundtrack of a film, the combination of music, sound effects, dialogue, it tells a story. So I still have all those tapes at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I still have all of those. Yeah, and I even my first son, when he was born, he would do the same thing. He would listen to him. I said, look, I have all these. He and he would sit in bed and listen to them at night. He would listen to Star Wars or Raiders or whatever was interesting to him. I sort of raised my kids in the default 70s, because I wanted them. I think the 70s was an incredible time for art in cinema, and even in television. I mean, you had The Muppet Show, which was an unbelievable show. It taught you about music, it taught you about humor, it taught you about drama, it taught you, and it was irreverent, and it was, the characters were incredibly designed and incredibly thought out and well written, and the performers, Jim Henson and Frank Oz and Dave Goelz and Jerry Jules, all these guys, they were unbelievable. So I would say as much as Star Wars was an influence for me, I think the Muppets were equally.
Kermit the Frog, Fozzie,
Miss Piggy.
and characters on this program are weird and peculiar. Oh, I can see you're all in a great mood tonight. Well, why ruin it with your act?
When I listen to you, I understand why you're so friends with J.J. Abrams, because I see the kid from Super 8.
Yeah.
And his friends doing,
and JJ had the same sort of upbringing, where he was constantly making films and had a group of friends that he would do it with. And so that film is really a not with the monsters or anything, but that as far as the filmmaking and the camaraderie between the kids, and that was my childhood. Absolutely.
And your adulthood as well.
And my adulthood as well. And we always, it's so funny, like JJ and I will be on set together, because I love to go watch them work, and I love to see him do his thing. He's so good at what he does. And I would just sit on set, and we'll be standing there, and in between shots, he'll look at me and goes, "Can you believe they let us do this?" can you believe it? And we've been saying that since Alias, you know, since working on Alias together. You kind of have to look at it and go, it's kind of crazy that they're letting us just continue do this, you know, and they pay us now.
So the reason why you're in Paris is because of this live show around Ratatouille, I'm going to say it in French. Mm-hmm. And like we said, it's very important what we hear when we're kids. It builds us and it sticks with us. Yeah. Do you think about it? Because you are educating nowadays kids.
Absolutely. I feel like so much of my musical education came from watching and listening to movies and television. You know, you know, like I said on the Muppets, the everything there was recorded live. All the music you heard was the live trumpet players, so you really understood what these sounds were. Film soundtracks, live music, you know, it's an orchestra playing together to create something. I know that a lot of kids that come to these movies will be the first time they hear music, and I want them to have that first impression to be something that's real. That's something that's real that has to be created with a live performance. So yeah, so I'm very adamant about the way both the way we record the music, the style in which it's played, the talent of the players we use. It's, you know, I want it to be good, and I want it, you know, that experience to be a positive one.
Mêlant passion et talent, Michael Giacchino vient d'être sacré compositeur de l'année au World Soundtrack Awards pour les musiques de La Planète des Singes, Vice Versa, Jupiter, Jurassic World et À la poursuite de demain. Grosse classe.